Ready to dive in. We're tackling dreams this time.
Ooh, dreams.
I know, right? You sent over some fascinating research, and
Yeah.
I gotta say, dreams, they're a bit freaky, aren't they? I mean,
Yeah.
we spend like a third of our lives asleep,
Mm-hmm.
and our brains are just like cooking up these bizarre stories and images.
Right?
But why? Why are we dreaming? Is just our brains like randomly firing off? Or is there something, is there a reason behind it all?
I think that's what's so intriguing, We all dream, but it's still such a mystery.
It is.
But I think the research you sent over, it gives us some really exciting clues, like those studies on memory and REM sleep. That's pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe we should start with the basics.
Sure.
What exactly are dreams? I mean, we kind of all know, right? We've all had them. But like, how do scientists actually define a dream?
Well, technically, it's a series of thoughts, images, and emotions that we experience while we're asleep.
Okay.
And the thing is, everyone dreams. Even if they don't remember it, it's like our own little personal movie playing every night.
Yeah.
But some of us just, we lose the ticket stub in the morning. We can't remember what we saw.
Oh, man. That's so disappointing. So I'd be having these like epic dream adventures and just not even know it.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've established everybody dreams.
Yeah.
But why? You mentioned memory, and in the research, there was this one study, I think it was,
Yeah.
it said that dreams don't just like store memories, they actually help us like make sense of them.
That's right.
It's pretty wild.
It's not just about filing things away neatly. It's more like our brains are finding the connections, like putting a puzzle together while we sleep. Remember that study you mentioned?
Mhm.
It actually found that people who dreamt about a task they'd learn, they did better at it later, even if they didn't consciously remember the dream itself.
Wow, so it's like our brains are running these simulations while we sleep to help us learn.
It seems that way, yeah.
That's incredible. And then there was, speaking of like problem solving, I know there was another paper you sent about how dreams can help us work through problems.
That's right, yeah. It's like having this built-in brainstorming session happening while we're asleep.
Okay.
So, sometimes we get stuck on things, but our dreams, they allow us to explore different solutions, different approaches, and it's all consequence-free, like a safe space to experiment.
That's so cool. So like that aha moment you have in the shower, maybe that actually came from a dream.
It's possible. It very well could be.
I love that idea. Okay, so we've talked about memory, problem solving, but what about emotions? I know some of the stuff you sent talked about dreams as a way of processing our feelings.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. Dreams tap into our subconscious.
Yeah.
They bring up emotions that we might not even be fully aware of when we're awake.
Right.
It's almost like our brains are giving us this personalized therapy session, but it's all happening in the middle of the night.
That's like a secret therapy session.
Exactly.
Wow. I like that. And, speaking of like going deep, sometimes those feelings, they can get kind of scary, right?
Oh, definitely.
I know you've even mentioned, I think in your notes, you said you've been having some pretty intense nightmares lately.
I have, yeah. And they're definitely not fun.
Yeah.
But, the research suggests that nightmares might actually be helpful in a way.
Helpful.
They could be a way of confronting our fears or anxieties, but in this safe environment. Almost like a form of exposure therapy, but it's all happening within the dream.
Wow. So even those like really unsettling, scary dreams, our brains might be trying to like help us work through something.
It seems that way. It's like a roundabout way of helping us cope.
It's amazing the brain is. And it makes me think about those like common dream themes, the ones we all seem to have, like falling, being chased, or even flying. You had a whole section on this in the research, I remember.
Oh, yeah. There are so many theories about what these recurring dreams mean.
Right.
Take falling, for instance. Falling could be related to feeling insecure, maybe a lack of control in our lives.
Okay.
And being chased, well, that often represents feeling overwhelmed or threatened. And then there's flying. Oh, flying's a good one. That usually symbolizes a sense of freedom, limitless potential.
I like that.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Have you ever had any of those like common dreams yourself?
I have, definitely.
Yeah. And do you ever feel like they mean something specific to like what's going on in your life?
I do. I find that when I pay attention to the details of those dreams, the emotions, the specifics, it can actually give me some insight into, what might be going on beneath the surface.
That's fascinating, and I think that's a great takeaway for our listeners. Even those dreams that seem, kind of bizarre or commonplace, they could actually have a deeper meaning. So maybe maybe it's worth paying attention to them a little bit more.
I think so, yeah.
So, to wrap things up, it seems like dreams, they're definitely more than just random brain activity. They seem to play this really important role in our memory, in problem solving, in how we process our emotions.
I completely agree. And one of the most intriguing things you sent, it was that paper on lucid dreaming.
Lucid dreaming, yeah.
That idea of becoming aware that you're dreaming while you're still in the dream. I mean, imagine that. Imagine the possibilities, to consciously explore your own subconscious.
Whoa. That's mind-blowing. Maybe that's something our listeners can explore. See if they can tap into that and learn even more from their dreams.
It's definitely worth a try.
It is. All right, well, keep dreaming, everyone. And maybe start paying a little bit more attention to those dreams. You never know what you might discover.
Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.